the UDI1001. I paid $207 plus tax on AliExpress. Came out to $220. Kind of figured I was taking a gamble on this. I couldn't find much information on YouTube or anywhere else on it. Not finding many people working on them or modding them. I've been watching this for a while before it came down in price from the fancier version. This one only has the single shocks, no dampers, no separate dampers, and only the 1-speed. I've taken it outside for one run with my 5-year-old driving, and I think I'll be able to post that also. But just wanted to answer a couple of questions that I had and wasn't able to find the answer to anywhere. One was, yes, the tires suck. They're hard, but they're runnable. I mean, on grass they're not terrible. Because this thing is fairly narrow, which is what I liked about it. It's got a very scale proportion to it. Not giant wheels, and like I said, it's narrow, so it definitely does roll. It traction rolls easily, even with it, and the diffs are super loose out of the box. But my question was certainly about the wheel hexes. Like, will it be easy to switch out different wheels and tires? And the situation is not terrible. So they do have, this is like part of the wheel hex. But basically you can put, they come with 14mm hexes on it. But they are, as far as I can tell, they're the standard like ARMA size 14mm, which means you can get an adapter that converts the ARMA 14mm to like a standard size 12mm hex, and you can get that pretty cheap, Amazon or wherever. The plastics do seem to maybe be a little brittle in places. That's from hitting the rock wall. If I'm able to upload that video, that was a pretty good hit, actually. And we did already break a little piece. The rest of the plastics seem okay. They're softer in places. Like back here, they're soft. The arms might be a little hard, but you can definitely get parts for them. That stuff doesn't seem bad at all. The drive line, size-wise, is kind of big. I mean, it is a beefy drive line. I did take the bottom off. You can take this plate off, and that gets you access to the transmission, which is right here. I think getting to the front is going to be a pain in the ass. I think pretty much the whole front end has to come apart for you to get to the front diff. The center diff felt kind of crunchy. I'm not psyched about the center diff. The rear diff feels pretty good. Center diff I'm a little concerned about. But again, I think I'd probably end up locking it up anyway, because it is very loose right now. The only thing my major concern right now, the only thing that I'm a little disappointed with is the steering. And not necessarily the range, which is not great, but really what is bugging me is the looseness of the servo saver. The design is just like the UDR, but unlike the UDR, there aren't any aftermarket fixes or upgrades for this servo saver system, and it's awfully loose out of the box. And we've only driven it once. I've not been able to get to the steering because I do think that front end's gonna have to come almost all the way apart to get to the servo saver. I think at the very least I can like stick another spring or some spacers in that servo saver setup to make it a little tighter. But again, I mean, that's probably just going to be a temporary fix. Otherwise, it's okay. I mean, for $200, that I'm not terribly upset about anything as of right now. I think it will be a project. I was hoping to get it to where it would not be so much of a basher, but kind of a fast trail bashing rig. Kind of a la a bomber or like a Yeti, which I have a bomber. I don't have a Yeti. I've got a laser nut. And this, I like this just because I felt it was similar, but had a more scale look. I mean, something like the Yeti or the laser nut, you got giant tires that aren't necessarily proportional as like a one-to-one vehicle. So I don't know. Lights are cool. The electronics seem fine. It's not terribly fast on 3S, especially with the steering right now. 3S would be too much. It would be rolling all over the place. 2S is good. It seems like it might be able to do some kind of fast trail bashing on 2S. The shocks are pretty stiff out of the box, both springs and dampening. I'm definitely going to make the rear ones looser. But yeah, if anybody else has one of these and are running into fixes or mods that you like, let me know. Thanks.